Hey guys, it's Joe for Gaming Curious, and today we got a pretty special video for you guys. We'll take a look at some fan-made gun skins we found at Art Station. So let's see what the Valorant community has to offer with the fan-made skins for the guns. This is something really cool because Riot is known for taking inspiration from what the community creates, at least for skins. So let's have a look at these cool designs. So we will begin by taking a look at some designs for the Specter by Andrei Serdev. I probably butchered his name, so I'm sorry for this, but going on. These designs don't have a name, so why don't we help Andrei by leaving your suggestion to name these designs in the comment section below. This first one is pretty simple, but super clean, and it is a well-rounded design by not overusing shapes, as we see different patterns in the barrel guard, suppressor, stock, and trigger guard. This next design is quite a bit more colorful, but still nothing over the top. We will see some reused patterns in these guns and some mixing, which is pretty okay to me. My favorite part of this one is the suppressor that looks super heavy duty. Now with these two designs, the one in the back truly looks like a toy gun, and I would love to see something like that in Valorant actually. Almost looks like a clown gun, and that suppressor with the hard surfaces makes it look even more like a toy to me, and the one in the front is pretty much the same as the last one, but with another color palette. Now we got some Sheriff skins, once again from Andrei Serdev, and with his Specter designs, these don't have names either. This first Sheriff design is super cool. I love how this could be taken out from the movie Treasure Planet, and the tip of the gun imitating the finish some car exhaust tips have from the high temperature gases is a neat touch, as well as some relief valve that could make this gun fall into some kind of steampunk style, which I am all up for in Valorant. This second to me screams pirates, as the underbarrel and the barrel of the gun have some teeth-like pattern and some screws and accents for some angry eyes and brows that to me kind of looks like a shark face, and the trigger guard is super stylized, like we can see in some pirate movies or handguns from that era from high-ranking officers. Definitely a brilliant design once again from Andrei Serdev. Now we got something that I liked a lot the idea, and I think that is something we could actually see in Valorant in a somewhat near future, with this design by Kill Whittaker. Taking full inspiration from a League of Legends character, this being Zanna. This has some awesome potential because to me, this gun could even have some similar particles as one of Zanna's abilities leave behind. Really cool design again by Kill Whittaker. Let's hope Riot takes a look at this and delivers something this cool, because this wouldn't be the first time in Valorant we see something taken from League of Legends, as we have seen in our previous videos of some secrets and Easter eggs around the maps. There is a bunch of references to League of Legends in the Valorant universe, so why don't we bring some guns themed with League of Legends? That would be a pretty cool selling point if you ask me, especially with some heavy duty fans. This Phantom design by Eduardo Toninelli, I'm sorry if I butchered his name again, is fully designed as a pirate themed gun, down from the color palette to the shape of the barrel that resembles that of a cannon or a handgun from that pirate era. I love the use of wood in this gun, and the fact that it's still pretty toonish is something that we could actually get to see in Valorant someday, because as we know, the devs for Valorant don't really want to go this hyper realistic visuals, because then they could actually get in kind of trouble with some sponsor, because if a gun looks way too real or resembles a real gun, it could be some kind of hard take for a sponsor. So this is actually something we could see, and this is probably the most realistic gun I have seen with a skin, other than the vanilla skins, of course. Now we got our first set of knives by Irwan Dupont. I'm so sorry with these names, guys. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing them. All of these knives got a name. Some of them describe the blade and color, some the theme in general, and they all share the same general shape. They just change the material of the blade itself and some colors here and there. First we got case hardened, that the blade looks covered by some iridescent material, giving that funky color, and they probably would change depending on the angle you look at them. Now we got a Damascus blade. Damascus steel is kind of a fantasy steel, since there is some history records citing how strong and durable it is, kind of like an ancient adamantium, even because of how amazing the tales are told about this material. Nowadays, saying that it is made of Damascus steel is just the aesthetic, and it is nothing to do with how really the composition of the steel itself. So this is a super cool design nevertheless. Now we got the Fade knife, which I am not that big of a fan. This reminds me a bit too much of a knife design in CSGO, and it has nothing wrong with it, but I'm not a fan of that knife either, but still a good looking design. However, the Slaughter Blade is a super cool blade. I love the name and the gravings. That resembles some tribal pattern, and the color palette is almost dripping blood. This is a super aggressive design and I love it. How the tribal pattern complements the shape of the blade is what really made me fall in love with this design. Now we got the Tiger Tooth. I think this is the first time I see a blade with a yellow color palette, and I'm not so sure if I like it, to be honest, since from a distance it may even look like a banana, which would be a pretty fun scenario, but not sure if it would be the intended design. Now with the ultraviolet design, I think it is pretty much made for an Omen or even Reyna, would look so cool and integrated with any of those agents. If it wasn't for that, this design would be a bit bland, but having in mind the agents of the game, this simple design could fit right in with these agents and could be some simple knife that could be dropped in a match. So cool designs from Erwan DuPont again. We got another design by Andrei Serdev. This time for the Guardian. This is the first design. I am almost sure it will never make it into Valorant because of how close it resembles real guns. This one's being an M14 or an M1 Garand, and because Call of Duty made this gun so easy to recognize, this would be a red flag for Riot right away. Other than that, this design is awesome with all of these artist skins as well. I love the compass that is in the stock and how real it looks, and the wear on the wood looks super neat, and all of the machine parts of this gun. Awesome design, too sad we will never see it in Valorant. Now we got a design for the classic pistol by Liz Demon. With this skin, the artist tried to adapt the skin style of League of Legends in order to bring it to the classic pistol in Valorant. These are the words from the artist, and I think she nailed it. I love the hand guard of this handgun. The style of it and the color palette, even though it's simple, I love it. I think she nailed it with this design. And we also got some early sketches, so you can check out the process this artist went through in order to get this result. So here they are. And for our last skin, we got a skin for the Bucky by Nathaniel Pranger. This design is inspired by water gun, specifically Nerf Super Soakers. This can be seen with the color scheme this gun has, and as the artist said, the foregrip, handle, sights, trigger, stock, barrels, and reloading mechanism didn't change place, so this skin could get added fast to Valorant if this was to be chosen by Riot to be added to Valorant, and this is something we could actually get to see sometime soon. Maybe not specifically with this color scheme, but I think I have seen a skin within the game that has a similar color palette if I am not mistaken, so this is not too far-fetched from the artist actually, so very well done, Nathaniel. So this is it for our video on the fan-made skins for Valorant guns. If you would like to see an artist showcased here, let us know in the comments below, so we can see some of their work or even yours. Anything Valorant related, it can be agents, guns, abilities, any of these we would love to showcase sometime. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our coming videos. This was Joe for Gaming Curious.